This is Tom Grassi, and this is 30 and 30, and you're watching Illogical Canadian.
Another season of hockey in the books. Another 82 game season has come and gone. Tragedies, triumphs, memes, everything in between. Bonjour, mes amis. Je suis Canadien et logique, and welcome back to the Amateur's Guide. The series where I rip off your eating tree because I got nothing else but to do with my life. This time around, the Stanley Cup Playoffs. 32 teams came in with the hope of making it here, but only 16 could. I think it's time we have to take a look at these teams, shall we? Because this video is going to be a very long one. So buckle up, buckaroo. Well, Florida, I'm very impressed. Last year, you made it all the way to the Cup Finals as the wild card two. This year, you go on and you win the Atlantic Division. Granted, it was against my Leafs, but that's okay. We'll let it pass. Panthers, you've grown a long way, but there is a winding trail ahead of you. If it wasn't hard enough for you to make the finals last year, it's going to be even harder to make it back there this year. So, Florida, if I were you, I would take this opportunity and really begin to try to double down on what you did last year. Because Tampa, let's just say Tampa's a tough opponent, but they have shown signs of weakening. But in terms of the playoffs, though, they tend to have your number. It's the same thing that we've seen a couple of years in a row. Well, not in a row, but over the years. And now's your chance to respond. I mean, are you gonna get that Tampa Bay pressure off your shoulders, or are you gonna get struck by the lightning bolt? What's it gonna be, Florida? Because the choice is yours. Great regular season, but now it's time for you to determine your own fate here. What do you do? The down year that everyone was expecting, but not necessarily to the same degree that people were expecting. With the losses of Bergeron and Krejci and Tuukka Rask, people had to step up. And boy, did people ever step up for the Bruins. Charlie Coyle, David Pastrnak, Pavel Zacha as the fucking first line center. Brad Marchand continuing to do his thing. The goaltending duo of Jeremy Sweden and Linus Ullmark still doing their fucking brilliance. That was all to be expected. But you find yourselves at a similar crossroads, Boston. You got Toronto again. All because Toronto fucking lost to Florida and you lost to Ottawa. Impressive? I don't know. All I know is last year was a major disappointment. Are you going to let it happen again? Or this time, are you actually going to fucking show fight? All that happens on you. Also depends on who you start a goaltender. It's either you get Swayman or you get Olmark. You ever get good or you get good. Take your pick because the options are honestly pretty decent. And against a Toronto that's on a resurgence, you're going to need all the luck you can get. God, I'm a sucker for nostalgic backgrounds. Who here remembers this? Let me know. But Toronto, I will say I was very impressed with you this season. Austin Matthews having a very nice goal total this season. 69 on to be exact. Nice. Toronto just looked well rounded this year. I mean, goaltending has always been an issue, so wasn't really expecting much. Ryan Reeves seemed to hold his own as an enforcer. The emergence of Bobby McMahon for some reason that seemed to do wonders. I guess. I mean, I'm serious. And a fun fact: this is Matthews' second goddamn 60 goal season. Second. He was close to having the first 70-goal season since the 1990s. Do you know how hard it is to fucking replicate something like that? The answer is very goddamn hard. You guys have been on a goal scoring fucking bonanza the last few times. And it's like Treason in his Haters Guide video. Either Toronto is in the lead and they choke it, or Toronto's in a deficit and they fucking force the choking. Toronto seemed to kind of coming into their own a little bit when it comes to comebacks. But can they do it against Boston? This is your ultimate revenge, Toronto. Do it. Do it. Tampa, what the fuck happened? You guys used to be this reckoning force that would just dominate the entire landscape of the NHL. I get the 3 times in the Stanley Cup Finals, tired you the fuck out, but come on. Like, this? Instead of being top three in the division like you were even before the cup runs? This? A wild card? This is very unorthodox, you Tampa. I understand you guys have to shed a lot of cap, but this is fucking ridiculous. It's almost as if you shouldn't have signed Tanner Jeannot to that fucking contract. But what do I know? I'm not a fucking general manager. I'm not a sports managing major. I don't know that shit. All I know is Tampa Bay just does not look the same. Although Nikita Kucherov is still very fucking good, and Steven Stamkos when healthy, and Braden Point when healthy, and Andrei Vasilevsky when healthy. All I'm saying is Tampa took a major step back in this pretty much new whatever the fuck part of the NHL. They took a step back and it shows. You got to face Florida and you have had their number. It's either you strike them with the bolt or you get mauled, like the Florida men that they really are. And trust me, you don't want to do that. Well done, New York. You've won the President's Trophy. Woo! It made last year look like fucking nothing. And I mean that considering you had literally the most legendary players on the fucking team. You had a combination of Panarin, Zibanejad, Kreider, Yeadle, Truba, Patrick fucking Kane, Vladimir Tarasenko, fucking Igor Shosturkin, a bunch of others. You lost all, but pretty much Tarasenko. You lost Kane, and what do you got? Jonathan Quick, because reasons. Oh yeah, and there's this young guy named Matt Rempe that just decided to come out of nowhere and just be tall and like to fight. It's the old style of hockey. People love it. Can you blame them? No, you really can't. But the Rangers did good enough to be President's Trophy champs. Get the first seed in the East, first seed in the league, first seed in the Metro. Hey, they're living good right now. And against a team like Washington, who I'll talk about in a little bit, let's just say that the first round should be easy. But then again, this is the President's Trophy curse. So more than likely, they're fucked. Now, normally I would do the goddamn Canes Man skit here, but it's 4:16 in the morning by the time I'm recording this. I'm not doing that. All I'm gonna say is Carolina continues to be dominant as they usually are, doing fucking phenomenal. Despite injuries, like every team, setting them back somewhat, they still managed to find a fucking way to, withstand themselves. The Carolina Hurricanes once again prove that they are, yes, a good hockey team. Does this surprise anybody in the slightest? Absolutely the fuck not. All I can really say about Carolina is they probably deserve to be here. They're still one of the best teams in the league. Sebastian Aho is a fucking force to be reckoned with. So is an Andrei Svechnikov. Dmitry Orlov has come into his own despite that bloated ass contract. What's next? The goaltending core didn't completely go to shit despite it literally doing so early on. Carolina just finds ways to just surprise us all. And honestly, that's the nicest fucking thing you could say about Carolina. Is that that it's not even a surprise anymore because they just consistently do this on a fucking day in and day out basis because that's who the Hurricanes are. And quite honestly, I really don't know what you expect me to say. Carolina, kick ass again. That's all we all want. You're just like a dick tease, New York. You literally are just a dick tease of the NHL because nobody knows what the fuck you are. Because one season you're good, the next season you're just utter dog shit, and then the third season you just decide to be good again. What the fuck? What the fuck was this? You didn't even clinch a playoff spot until like the last couple days of the season. I'll get to watch it in a minute. But fucking, what are you doing? It's a fucking flip flop type bullshit. Stop with that. You can't afford to fucking go back and forth. Because it's gonna fuck with the players. It's fucking with the fans. You might as well call yourselves the Seattle Mariners of the East. Because that's what the fuck you are. You don't even know. What are you doing? What in the literal fuck are you doing? I mean, to be fair, you did fucking hire Patrick Waugh as your coach. Okay, smart hire. People have actually improved since the hire. That's also good. That's why you're in the playoffs. I feel like it's what Patrick Waugh is doing, and in all honesty, that's just what it is. But you're probably gonna choke shit against Carolina, so good riddance, I guess. I don't know. I'm not even gonna talk about the Capitals season because there's only one game that describes not even one game, just one moment that describes the Capitals season. Third period, less than 5 minutes ago, game is tied at 2. The Flyers pulled a fucking goalie. They haven't even been eliminated yet. And then what happens? Washington gets the game winner on an empty fucking net, and they clinch the playoffs that way. The last spot in the East, the last overall spot in the playoffs. Basically just taken, gift wrapped, and it's like, here you go. The Flyers hadn't even been eliminated yet. They weren't eliminated until about like a couple seconds after the empty net goal. Watching that a couple seconds, like maybe like a couple minutes after the empty net goal, but still, like, come on, man. And the only reason they got eliminated was because fucking Detroit took the game to overtime against Montreal. That pretty much describes the Capital season. Just that. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Like, this is fucking stupid. Like, congrats, I guess. But you're probably gonna lose, so congrats. Dallas made it again. They didn't win the West, but they damn sure fought trying. Seriously though, Dallas, man, this is a special team, and I really do mean that. Dallas had a great season, and what do you know? Like I said, oh no, never mind. They did win the West. Never fucking mind. So I take back what I just said. Dallas, congratulations. You are pretty much the best team right now in the Central Division and in the Western Conference. Vancouver isn't very far behind, but you still got the job done. Jake Ottinger has been nothing but very fucking impressive and I have nothing but praise for him because I know he's gonna be a stud in the NHL if he isn't already, which he is. So there's that. Other than that, I mean, it's just a combination of young guys just coming to fruition and the veterans just doing what they always do, and that's dominate. Because, like I said, that's how veterans roll. They dominate and they make sure shit gets done. Dallas is back here, hopefully with the intent of getting further than they usually do, but we'll see. And what's even better is they have a 2020 Western Conference Finals rematch against the Vegas Golden Knights. Should be fun, Dallas. Can you take me higher? Well, the Jets managed to do something special this year. They made the playoffs and they have home ice again. Honestly, that's great. What was the last time that Winnipeg had home ice? Vegas. To my knowledge, it's Vegas. Because I could be completely and utterly fucking wrong with that statement. I have no idea. If I am wrong, I'm sorry. It's fucking 5 o'clock in the morning. Kill me. But Winnipeg has a lot of the good pieces that they really need. Connor Hellebuck is just Connor Hellebuck, the former Riverhawk. Seriously, look at where he went to college. It's phenomenal. Um, Mark Scheifele just doing what he normally does and just be Mark Scheifele. Like, this is how so out of tune with the Jets I am because I don't watch a lot of Jets hockey. When I do, I see a lot of good talent on that team. There's like Scheifele, Ehlers, Blake Wheeler still got some shit left in the tank, I suppose, but eh. But like I said, the Jets are a team that still need to find their true identity, but in an overall sense, they look very good. And the fact they got home ice again just proves that fact that they are still very good. And they are still flying high. I can't say I'm not surprised at seeing Colorado in the playoffs because I'm not surprised at all. All I can say is, I mean, Nathan McKinnon is still a fucking god. Cale Makar, when he's healthy, is still a fucking godly defenseman. It just goes without saying that Colorado is a good hockey team, but just were bettered by the fucking Jets. Speaking of the Jets, guess who you're facing round one? Yeah, and you don't even have home ice. Very interesting. Just the simple fact that Colorado couldn't get home ice is kind of a weird deterrent to their season. What's worse is Pavel Francouz, their backup, just retired, I think, a day or two ago due to injuries. And keep in mind, he was out for the entirety of the season, missing a hip adductor. So not good for Colorado because I don't know who their backup is, but I can assure you that Colorado will be fine because their backup it doesn't that bad. So maybe they do have a shot if McKinnon can stay healthy and their main guys can get back into form. But time will tell, Avalanche. Time will tell. Nashville in the playoffs. Okay, I can get with this. All right, Nashville. So you actually made it here. Even okay, you were a wild card. Like, what are you? The first wild card. Okay. Now looking at the league standings, you finished higher than. I mean, you finished higher than the fucking third place team from the fucking Nitro. That's for damn sure. But hey, you finished low. You finished 11th. But that's really, I mean, I don't know. Barry Trotz has actually surprisingly done a decent job as a general manager. Who knew that a head coach should be a GM? Who knew? Barry Charles has been doing good. UC Saros has been out of his fucking mind because it's UC Saros. Come on now. Looking Roman Yossi, when he's not injured, he's good. Like they got a few pieces on that team that have been very good, but right now at this hour, I cannot fucking think of it because brain farts are a bitch. But rest assured, I have confidence in Nashville that they can do something. But when you got an opponent like Vancouver, let's just say that the road is going to be very, very tough. Can Eggman, guide them through it? Or are they just going to be swallowed by an orca whale? Your move, Nashville. Your move. Well, well, well. What do we have here? Vancouver basically turning themselves around? Honestly, good shit. Very good shit. I mean, look at when you have everything right going your way. Elias Pettersson doing fucking godly. Vasily Pokolzin doing good. JT Miller doing good. Connor Garland doing good. Fucking everyone in the right mother doing good. Factor Demko, despite missing time, still doing good. And then the last few games have just been looking like the mediocre version of Vancouver Canucks. As much praise as I can give this team, I mean, it's gonna be overshadowed by injuries. But the thing is, though, the injuries weren't that bad. It's more so their performance in the last few games. And I also feel like they can turn it around. I mean, they got Nashville in round one, but in all fairness, can Vancouver hold on? Because of the last few games were really to be of anything of note. They have it. They have the opportunity, but it's all up to them. one one team that controls their destiny is themselves. Vancouver, make your move. Make your move. You expect me to be surprised that the Oilers made it here? I'm not. I expected it. Especially when a team goes on a near record setting win streak and has these two guys named Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. I mean, were you really think I was going to be surprised at that? The answer was no. Truth is, I always knew the Oilers were going to make the playoffs, but it was only a matter of what seed. I mean, Oilers have a lot of potential, but in the past few years, they haven't been able to find it worth shit. Well, sure, they've been on steady improvements in the last few seasons in terms of where they finish in the playoffs. Some just doesn't make me trust them. I don't know what it is, but something just makes me not trust them at all. It's like they're a likable team, okay? They are a likable team, but in the same regard, you just gotta know like when the bullshit stops. But the bullshit doesn't stop. Because knowing the Oilers, something's gonna happen. It's gonna fucking take their eyes off the prize, and they're gonna lose the series. Which series? I don't know. It could be first round, it could be second round, it could be third round, it could be fourth round. I don't know. But the Oilers are on borrowed time, and how they make of it is up to them. Oh, LA, LA, LA. You made it. That Pierre Luc Dubois signing, I guess, did something. Even though it was just a bunch of young, it's just a bunch of young players just being good. Seriously, I mean, Victor Robertson plus a few younger guys just doing good. I mean, was anyone surprised? I mean, there was a chance you were going to miss the playoffs, but you guys seem to fucking find your memento. And for some reason, give Dustin Brown his own stack shoot, but that's fine. That's fine. Drew Doughty's still good. Andre Kopitar's still good. Arvidsson's still good. Dubois is still good. Sean Dursey's coming to his own, and that's really saying something. Quentin Byfield, he's still very good, and a lot of upside on him. But right now, I think the Kings just, I don't know. And keep in mind, this is the third fucking year in a row that they faced the Oilers in the first round. I am not kidding. You would have thought this would have been some Bruins Leafs type shit, but no. This is the third year in the fucking row the Kings are facing the Oilers in the first round. And what do you know? It's again in Edmonton. I wish I knew why, but the NHL gods will likely tell me to fuck off. Okay, listen. You guys are Cup champs, okay? You guys are the defending Cup champs. But you mean to tell me that you fucking got this low? The eighth seed in the West? What the fuck? There's a reason I gave you the transition title that I did. Because all you do is circumvent the cap. Mark Stone, he's injured. Oh, wait, no, he's fucking practicing with the team. And just so conveniently when the playoffs are about to start. That doesn't sound shady at all. Almost sounds like a certain Tampa Bay Lightning squad from a couple of years ago. You're not them. Stop trying to be them. Vegas, look it, I understand. You're one of the new kids on the block. You know, you're probably gonna be the third newest team in the fucking NHL once Utah happens, which I'll get to that soon. But you can't copy what other teams have done. You can't. Stop fucking trying to. Please. For all of our sanity. You are not them. You're never going to be them. You are the Vegas Golden Knights. You are the defending Stanley Cup champions. Now go defend your title and start circumventing the fucking cap. You wouldn't believe me if I told you that it took fucking 2 hours to record this. Through multiple fucking takes, everything in between. It took about 2 hours to record this. I started recording at about 3 something this morning. It is now 5:20. And it'll take a while to put everything together, get it in editing, and be out by like fucking 7 or 8 o'clock. But what do I think is going to be the Stanley Cup final this year? Yes, you see, I'm not doing the traditional bracket like I normally do. It's fucking 5:20 in the morning and I'm tired. And I got one more segment to film right after this, so think of that what you will. But who do I think is going to be in the Stanley Cup final this year? I'm going to go on a whim and bring back a rematch from a matchup from a very long time ago. New York Rangers versus Vancouver. I don't know why I have that hunch, but I do. It's a weird hunch to have, but it could make for a very entertaining matchup and something that I would like to see. And normally this is where I would cut out and do my outro, but we have something else to talk about. And bear with me because this is gonna take a while. So yeah. This is a part that I never thought that I would ever have to make. A part that saddens not only a lot of people in Arizona, but it saddens me as a fan of professional hockey. The Arizona Coyotes, a team focused on a fresh start in the desert after the original Winnipeg Jets fell apart and moved, the Coyotes are packing up shop and they are headed to Salt Lake City. The team was officially sold on Thursday, and but it was also done that on the condition that the team may be reactivated as an expansion franchise within 5 years. Granted, they have a state of the art arena. Growing up, watching players like Jeremy Roenick, Shane Doan, Keith Yandel, Ray Whitney, Paul Bissonnette, Mike Smith, and countless other Coyotes don the maroon and beige was just a sight to behold. Deep down, I always liked the Coyotes. They were a team that I would just remember watching whenever they came on Nesson or Sportsnet or whatever. But this is a team I thoroughly enjoyed watching. One of my favorite memories of them was them making it all the way to the Western Conference Finals in 2012, with everything just going in the right direction. Rusty Klesla, Mike Smith just being a fucking brick wall of dominance and a hot-headed son of a bitch. Just everything about it, part of me just loved it. Oh man. But I mean, now that the team's been sold and that they're on the move, I can't help but feel god awful for the fans of Arizona, as well as the players. The players didn't want this. The fans brought the support that they did, and they did so unconditionally. The players give it their all for the fans in Arizona, whether they were in Phoenix, Glendale, or in this case, Tempe. The players are always there to put smiles on the face of Coyotes Nation. I speak from the heart when I say this part. On behalf of every hockey fan in the NHL and elsewhere, Coyotes, we thank you for all the memories that you've given in the 27 years that you've been a franchise. You will be greatly missed by the hockey community, and we wish you nothing but the best in Salt Lake. We hope that the franchise can be reactivated with a proper stadium in Arizona. To wrap up this video, I encourage you all to just join me in a moment of silence.